So at this time, I'd like a word from our sponsor. I'd like to invite Ed up front to say a word.
I saw that slide this morning for the first time. So I just wanted to say a few things. Back in the mid-90s, we needed a drainage engineer for the Ministry of Agriculture, and so we ended up, getting these people in for interviews. And I still remember the interview that I had with Vince. And the interview was very quick. And by the way, we just didn't have a good candidate. This person that we're hauling in, he better be good because it's the last chance. So anyway, interview Vince. Right away, I know this is our guy. And my last question on the interview was, "Are you a hockey fan?" I'm a real hockey fan. He goes, "Yeah, I'm a big hockey fan. Montreal is my favorite team." And I go like, "Well, Boston's my favorite team." So I'm like, "Well, there's a problem right there. Boston, Montreal, big conflict, right?" So I hired him anyway. And then one of the things we had at work was everybody had to always, like, we picked names. We had to do something for birthdays, right? So Vince gets my name. He's got to bring in some cake or cookies, whatever. He goes home, bakes this cake, brings it in. It's a black and yellow cake, like icy. Looks really good, like Boston symbol on the top. Oh, that's really cool. He cuts it open. It's got red, white, and blue later. So he had the last laugh. And now this year, of course, the Bruins are doing really well, and Montreal's not doing so good, and they're looking for a new coach, and Vince was just saying, maybe I'll apply for that job. So I said, and I don't want to say too much, because I know that I'll jinx those Bruins, but as soon as the Bruins go on and Montreal's out, I'll be giving Vince a call. So anyway, so my job is to talk a little bit about the Intergovernmental Partnership. This was formed in the early 2002, 2003. And it was just a group of people that had a bit of a vision about making a change to the way we develop land. And I was part of that team, and at that time, working for the Ministry of Agriculture, and I get this question a lot today. It's like, why are you, as the Ministry of Agriculture, involved with this thing about changing the way we develop land? And the reason is that the way we develop the land in the uplands affects what's going to happen in the lowlands, which is usually the agricultural land, and we're the ones that are receiving all the storm water and rainwater throughout the year, and farmers keep saying it's getting worse, it's not getting better. It's not the big storm, it's all the little storms, all this little water comes down, and we don't need 1 foot of flooding. If we just can't get on our land, that's just as bad. So I saw this vision about changing the way we do development, putting the water back to ground, replenishing our groundwater, having higher stream flows in the summer, so again we have more water for irrigation, all those kind of things. So it's about how we build our environment, and I think we can all agree that we can do a better job in building a greener environment and making sure that we can have this natural water balance restored. And that's kind of what the Intergovernmental Partnership wasn't there at that time. We had this idea about developing a water balance model to, and you'll hear more about that this afternoon a little bit. We're not going to demonstrate the model today, but you'll certainly hear a little bit more about the model this afternoon. And one of the things about the model was to develop performance targets. So you could say, this is the target we're shooting for. You can run the model and see if you can get to those targets. So that was sort of the start of the whole thing. And then since that time, we obviously had to build the tool. We had to get a lot of people together to make this thing happen. It wasn't cheap. Nobody wanted to step forward and say, hey, I got $200,000, let's build this thing. So we had to get a lot of partners. As you can see here, here's a number of the partners that stepped forward and provide a little bit of money at the very beginning to get it going. And we're still getting partners today. And one of the partners I would like to acknowledge is that New Westminster became a partner, and John McMahon. Is John here? John is now partnering in with us on this water balance model, and John's also a member of our focus group. We have a small group that sort of oversees the development of this tool and helps lead the Intergovernmental Partnership. John's now on that team, and I'll just mention quickly the others that are here that are on that team as well. There's Remy Dubé, David Hislop, Mark Wellman, Kim Stevens, Karina Salome, myself, and Richard Bowes. And I'd like to acknowledge Richard. When we started this thing, Laura McLean with Environment Canada was very instrumental in getting this thing going, and she was a co-chair with myself on getting the team going, and she now has changed jobs and is unable to continue to do that. And we now have our new co-chair is Richard Bowes with the District of North Vancouver. Richard, I know he's here somewhere, right there. Maybe just put your hand up. Okay. Got it.
Yay, Richard.
So I'm sure Richard will do a great job, and there's lots of stuff to do. And one of the things, the last thing just before I step down that I'd like to mention is this started in British Columbia. It's now expanded to across Canada. We've got interest in Ontario. Alberta has signed on as a partner. They got their own group, sort of paralleling what we're doing in BC. They've joined in as a partnership, and so now when we start talking about a water balance model partnership, it's Alberta and British Columbia. And in the future, we're hoping that Ontario will join up as well. They're very interested in doing work and evaluating the model and things like that. So with that, maybe I'll turn it back to Ben.